Everybody welcome, you're hanging out with Ben. This is the Hardcore Punk Project here on the X, 92.5 FM in Kamloops. Today we have League of Corruption, a groove metal band to crash beers to from Vancouver, BC. Founded in 2005, the first incarnation of League of Corruption put out a self-titled demo EP in 2010, played sporadically until 2011, and split. In 2016, League of Corruption returned with a new singer and guitar player, Chris Barlow, and leading the charge. The band has been hard at work crafting songs and playing select metal fests. League of Corruption was the first band to sign with Rusty Axe Management and released a new album via Black Doomba Records in 2020. League of Corruption is powered by the almighty riff. If you like Black Sabbath, Down, Corrosion of Conformity, I think you'll dig these guys. They like their metal groovy and their beers ice cold. So, League of Corruption is Chris Barlow, Brian, a big broad bearded bear man who I have here today.
Yeah, how you doing, Ben?
I'm good, you?
Good.
Okay. So thanks for joining me here on the X.
Well, thanks for having me.
So, first off, you okay with the teen interviewing you?
Absolutely. I find those are the best interviews because they actually have more interesting questions, I find.
Mm. Better than the journalists, for sure.
Well, yeah, those ones are usually run-of-the-mill questions. Like, I've answered these same questions a million times, give me something new. And it's usually the younger interviewers that come up with something new
Yep.
really make you think.
Okay. Let's talk about some of your tunes from Something in the Water, shall we?
Sure.
So the first song is Save the Church. I saw a music video for this song and it was okay. It was pretty good.
Well, it's better than saying it was garbage, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's that song for our lead singer Chris. He's deep rooted with history in London and Manchester and that, and so that song has a lot of meaning for him. It's of course about the struggles and battles during World War II when the Germans were storming England, and they were trying to bomb everything in sight. And the St. Paul's Cathedral was kind of like a beacon of hope for the people there. So they all like abandoned their houses where they were hiding from the bombing, and they all got out there. It was all hands on deck to save the church, basically, and they managed to do that. And it was just yeah, we like to write about well, Chris wrote the lyrics for that one. He likes to delve into history quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Interesting. In this song, I can't tell the tuning of the guitar. The vocals are, I don't want to sound rude, but the vocals are louder than the guitar.
Yeah.
And
yeah. The tuning that we use in that song is drop C.
Mm-hmm.
So a full step down, and then you tune the D down to C.
Mm-hmm.
So drop D tuning a full step down.
Mm-hmm. I figured that out by later songs. I just had a hard time telling it first because the vocals were overpowering the guitar.
Thanks for the feedback. We're getting ready to do the next album, and we'll try and make sure that the vocals aren't overpowering everything next time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if this is the way you intended it to be.
It's when making any record, you never really know how it's going to end up at the end of the day. You just, as Zach Wild has said at times before, he used to play baseball, so he's a big baseball guy. With any record that you do, you swing for the fences every time, but they can't all be home runs. So It was a learning process for us, and I'm sure with each release, our production and volume levels will get better and better.
All right. Rumor has it you're washing your hair with beer is actually good for your hair. I've had a number of artists talk about their hair care and share their tips, but you're all gonna have to wait for that episode. So, how much time do you spend on your hair?
Uh, well, as the years grow on, I seem to be getting less and less of it, so I don't have to spend as much time on it. Um, the the only hair tip or trick that I would suggest to musicians out there is if you're going to be waving your hair around on stage, headbanging, tangling it up, and everything. There's a beautiful product out there. Uh, it's uh, it's basically baby shampoo, but it's like hair detangler. So they got some really nice scents out there. Like some smell like strawberry, some smell like pear. Anyway, you spray that in your hair and wet it down real good before you go on stage, and then afterwards you spray it back in and you comb it out. No tangles, no mess, no fuss.
Mhm. Yeah, my hair shampoo smells like basketball. Just,
Basketball.
well, I guess it is. It says it's a sport wash, so
Oh yeah, right on.
it's supposed to smell like basketball, I guess.
I got that hair detangle spray tip from Corpse Grinder Fisher.
Oh, oh, oh,
You'll
oh.
probably be mad that I told everybody a secret.
Yeah, don't mess with Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, but he told me that that's what he does, so I started doing it when I was on the road with League of Corruption and other bands, and oh, I swear by it now. It definitely helps.
Mm. Okay. Is there anything nesting in your beard?
Uh no, no, I keep it pretty clean. Not like
Yes.
that Family Guy episode where Peter's got a bird in there.
Speaking of that, when was the last time you were clean shaven?
I think I was 19. I'm 37 now.
So like 20 something years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
18.
Okay, Leave Me Be. What can you share about this song?
That song was that was written during the first incarnation of the band. I wasn't in the band, but I was roommates with Chris, the front man, and so I actually have the insight on this story. And what happened was, we were at a bar
Mm-hmm.
and we shut that one down. It closed up for the night, and there was another bar a few blocks away that was open for another 2 hours. So we would always go there after closing down one bar. We'd go close down the other one before calling it a night. So we ended
Mm-hmm.
up at this second bar, and there's this punk rock band local to North Delta where League of Corruption's from, and we were good buddies with them, still are. But their singer was at the second bar when we went to, and there was a group of guys that were. I'm sure there was a woman involved somewhere in this, but a bunch of guys were trying to jump this one guy, JP, and so JP came running back in. He's like, "Hey, man, there's this group of guys that are trying to jump me." And so uh, Barlow and a few other guys went out there. And as soon as it was an even numbers game, the group of guys all left. They weren't interested anymore. So Barlow wrote that song basically about that, like uh, people being unwilling to get into a one-on-one or a fair fight anymore. Like they're only interested in fighting if it's going to be severely lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, that song was basically like like in the chorus it says, "If you don't want to play, just leave me be." So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, the number games are even. Let's do this, and all of a sudden you tuck tailing and running. So that's what that song was about.
All right. What is the most memorable venue you've played at and why?
The most memorable show or venue?
Venue, yeah.
Um, Can it be? Does it have to be for League of Corruption or another band that I've been in?
Um, just in general.
Okay. All right. Well, back in 2011, I think, this other band I was singing for, Tyrant's Blood, with the guys from Blasphemy and Omega Crom and that and Process. We went down to Brazil, and we were playing this venue that was in the middle of nowhere, just outside of Sao Paulo, and it the building had three solid walls, and where the fourth wall was supposed to be, it was just pillars and posts, and you could walk right out onto this big veranda, and this veranda overlooked the Amazon River, and there were spiders there bigger than your head, and we were freaking out because they were up in their spider webs eating like lizards and stuff like that, and we're freaking out. Like, you see the size of those things? Their spider webs look like fishing line. It was so thick. And the locals there just laughed at us and like, oh, those are the small ones. But
Small.
yeah, those are the small ones.
I'm
But
out.
but yeah, no, we at that show when we were on stage, there were neon green bats flying through the venue, buzzing our heads when we were on stage.
Ooh.
But that was a pretty wild show. And then we were up all night with the locals there, and then drank all night, and then they did a barbecue for us in the morning and tried to get us to play soccer, and
Mhm.
like, we just wanted to sleep, but it was a great time.
Yeah, I can agree, but still, though, saying that spiders that are that large are the small ones, I'm out.
Yeah, they were like the size of small dinner plates.
Hmm. Spiders here are the size of a penny,
Yeah,
like smaller than that.
well, and the spiders and the bats were green like that guitar behind you.
This one or that one?
The first one, the, the green one.
Oh, this one. Like this one?
No, the tall ones.
Oh, the one at the top?
Flying V. Yeah, the flying V.
Hmm. Yeah, that one's a new one over there. Okay. If it wasn't for metal, what other genres do you think you would have listened to?
Well, I mean, I listen to a bunch of different genres anyway, but if I couldn't play in a metal band, I would probably do something like I'd probably do uh, probably like a classic rock band, like the Guess Who or something like that.
Good choice. Good band. Okay, next song is Not Your Friend. It sounds like a personal story, almost like said writer was being used by someone.
No, actually, not the case. Good guess though. Not Your Friend is a song about technology not being your friend.
Hmm.
Like, for instance, I was having troubles logging on to this Zoom chat so we could start the interview. Technology was not being my friend. But no, the singer Chris wrote that song uh, at the time. He was a pressman. He printed newspapers,
Mhm.
and they were changing the way the print presses were run. So it was more automated, so you didn't need people for the job. And so the song's just about machines taking place of humans, so putting us all out of jobs. And it's like, yeah, it's friendly and convenient at times, but at the end of the day, technology's working against us. It's not really our friend.
Yeah, I get that sometimes. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Weirdest food. Uh say a kangaroo steak.
Hmm.
It's, I mean, for us in North America, it's weird, but that's a normal everyday occurrence for folks down in Australia.
Hmm. I think the folks down in Australia they eat camel meat too.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't rule it out though. But yeah, I know they like the kangaroo steaks down there for sure.
How was it?
I actually didn't mind it. I've had it a few times since. I had the opportunity. One of my old bandmates and his wife lived down in Australia, so I've had a chance to spend some time down there with them. And yeah, no, I would say kangaroo steak isn't that much different from a regular beef steak. Maybe, well, depending on how it's prepared, I guess it's a little more tender than a beef steak would be,
Hmm.
but
I'll
tastes
try.
very
I'm,
similar.
I'm probably gonna try one sometime then. Your favorite fast food?
Uh, I don't really do fast food. I'm on a health kick, but
Hmm.
when I do, the band's favorite fast food is Mary Brown's chicken. Whenever we go to play a show in Kamloops or in the interior up to Prince George, we always stop in Merritt at Gasoline Alley there, and we always get Mary Brown's chicken.
Hmm. There's a Mary Brown's here too. I'm not. What's the word I'm trying to look for? I don't eat there. I might try it sometime soon though, because I've heard it's good.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'd say it's better than KFC.
Yeah, KFC's not my thing either. I'm a Dairy Queen guy myself.
Yeah,
Also, I'm living in Kamloops right now.
no, right on. I've spent lots of time there and in the area. I've got a cousin that lives in Kamloops, and my family's got a cabin near Kamloops on a lake near 70 Mile.
All right. Next song is Something in the Water. Is it Barley and Hops, perhaps?
Well, there is water and beer.
Mhm. Yep. Tell us about the song.
uh, Something in the water. That song, it to me, I always feel like that song would have fit very well on the Black Sabbath Sabotage album. Like it's got a very Sabbath feel to it.
Hmm.
Um, that song, I don't know why we decided to make that the name of the album. I think when we were writing it, just it sounded really solid to us. It had a really good groove, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't write the lyrics for that one.
Hmm.
I couldn't really can't really comment on those ones because Chris never really discussed what that one was about.
To
Uh,
me, I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, go ahead.
Like to me, like combined with the album art, it sounds like somebody's somebody from a while ago discovered a body in the river and it messed them up mentally because of the lyric, is there a word for something for what's wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah, no, and see that's another good reason why sometimes it's self-explanatory what songs are about, and other times you got to look for or find your own meaning for it. And
Intent versus interpretation.
exactly, exactly, and I think that makes music more interesting when you just leave it up to like certain songs mean the world to some people, and then other people like I don't see what you see in this song, and like it's just makes it more interesting, I think.
I agree with that. What's the weirdest thing you've ever drank?
uh okay, well, you're a teenager, so this is probably before you were born, but there was a drink back in the day. It was called Orbits. And I don't know if it was down in the States, but it was definitely up here in Canada. But Orbits was a clear drink, but it had like yellow and pink. They looked like little rubber balls, and they were suspended in the drink.
Hmm.
And like if you Google Orbits drink, a picture will come up for you, and you can see what I'm talking about. But some people love that drink. I found it absolutely disgusting. But there was that, and then again to throw it back to the neon green bats and spiders in Brazil. When we were on stage, one of the locals handed me a jar of homemade moonshine that tasted like blackberries and blueberries.
Hmm.
I don't really know everything that was in that, but I thought it'd be impolite not to take a drink of it. And uh, I still to this day don't really know what it was, but it tasted good.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot lately. People taking objects and then making drinks out of it, like plastic gloves into grape soda.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah, but moving on. Now let me guess here. Is your favorite beverage, would it be red wine?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's beer, it's obvious.
Well, with my health kick, I'm not really drinking beer too much these days. But
Hmm.
when I am drinking beer, I like Rainier, Budweiser, and MGD in the bottle. Right now, my go-to is Pepsi Zero or Pepsi Max, whatever it is, the zero sugar one, and
Hmm.
either rum or Crown Royal. Like,
Ah, good choice, good choice. Okay, now I gathered a couple of instruments like guitars that you guys play from looking at the music videos. I noticed you have a Dean, but I don't know what model it is.
yeah, that is a Dean Cadillac.
Hmm.
My buddy Rob Barrett from Cannibal Corpse, he plays a Dean Cadillac as well, and I got an opportunity one time a few years back. They were playing in Seattle, and we were there for their sound check and everything, just hanging out, grabbing dinner with them before the show and everything. And so we're hanging out for their sound check, and actually, you'd probably get a kick out of this. Their sound
Hmm.
check song. George doesn't sing during sound checks. He doesn't want to waste his voice on anything, so he doesn't sound check with the band. But I heard
Hmm.
the band play Megadeth Hangar 18.
Oh my.
Yeah, Cannibal doing Hangar 18. That was pretty wild. But Rob Barrett, after they finished their sound check, Rob goes, "Hey man, this is my new signature guitar, my Dean Cadillac with the Butchered at Birth Baby in the inlay. Here, check it out." And so I got to play it, and it plays very much like a Les Paul, but it's got the horn like a Dean ML like Dimebag's guitar had, right?
Hmm.
It's got the horn on the bottom there.
Yeah.
But I wanted because I've got a couple of really expensive Jackson Rhodes guitars and Jackson Kellys, and I just I didn't want to take a couple $1,000 guitars on the road and worry about them.
Hmm.
So I opted to get something that was a little bit cheaper. So this Dean Cadillac was about $1,000, 900, something like that. But I wanted something that played really well and suited the look and vibe of League of Corruption's music, which I don't feel like a Flying V suits the type of music that we play, or you know,
Hmm.
I could probably get away with a Kelly, but I really like the feel of the Dean Cadillac when I tried it out. It feels very much like a Les Paul, but you know, with a Les Paul, you're looking at 26, $2,700, whereas the Cadillacs, 900 to 1,000. So, uh, yeah, I didn't want to have to worry if something bad happened to it. Like, I wouldn't freak out as much if something bad happened to one of those guitars as opposed to one of the more expensive ones that stays home with me. But no, I like that guitar so much. The finish on it's
Hmm.
uh, the Tiger Eye Burst, and I've got two identical like it. So when we go on the road, I take both of them, and one's set up for D, full step down, and the other one's set up and drop C.
All right. Yeah, speaking of Cannibal Corpse, I thought I'd recognize that guitar because I've been kind of an enthusiast for them for a while.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they're great, great guys.
because Alex is one of my main inspirations for bass playing.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
'Cause-
Alex is great. You know, he doesn't live in Florida anymore. He moved to Oregon a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think I know. I think I saw that on his Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could put something in a time capsule, what that would not be opened until 2071, what would it be?
That's a really good question. I really don't know. I would say whatever I picked though, it would have to be something that would have great importance to me, and you know, uh, maybe something that over time wouldn't last unless it was kept safe in a time capsule. So
Hmm.
yeah, I really don't have an answer for that. Good, you stumped me. Good question.
Zach from Skullfist already chose a fart in a bottle. If you were to win big on the lottery, how would it change you? Would you donate any to charity? And if so, which one and why?
If I won the lottery, I would probably donate some to a charity, and the charity, there's two that I would probably, no, well, two. The more I think about it, the more I think of causes that I'm really passionate about. I would donate some to the firefighters burn fund for burn victims.
Hmm.
Uh, I won't get into to why, but I just there's a personal story. One of my friends, they needed some help once upon a time, burned in a fire. I've done fundraisers in the past for the burn fund, so that's one of them that I'd donate to. I have an aunt with special needs, so I would definitely donate to causes that help better fund people that with special needs and developmental disabilities. And the third one is another one that I've actually done some charity shows for in the past, and that is for stem cell and brain research. Like years ago, we did a benefit show in the name of Chuck Schullender, and we donated all the proceeds towards um, I forget the name of the actual organization, but it was for research for what happened with Chuck and his health issues.
Mm.
So yeah, I would definitely go with the medical field, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I like this Jackson over here is because it kind of looks like Chuck's guitar, and Chuck is also one of my influences because his work with death is amazing.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even the stuff he did with Control Denied is really good.
Hmm. Okay. Next song is Want Me Gone. I see you made a lyric video for it.
Yeah, yeah, that song, "Want Me Gone," that's the first song that Chris let somebody else in the band write lyrics for. So I actually wrote the lyrics for that one,
Hmm.
and yeah, no, that song is about a tale as old as time. Just being in a relationship and then it goes sideways really bad, and it doesn't matter, no matter what you do about it or try to fix it. If only one person is trying, it's just not going to work at the end of the day.
Oh wait, this is the song that I thought was about somebody being used.
Yes, yeah, you are definitely right in your assumption there.
Ah, I must have put that on the wrong song.
Ah, that's okay.
Hmm. Now I'm gonna rant about this a bit. It's tough being a teen kid wanting to go to these shows with all the big bands, and then there's too much, and then there's beer involved, which makes it only 18 plus, and then there's no all ages shows anywhere else. I think bands should be able to play at schools, churches, community centers, the lot. People get to enjoy local bands, and the big bands can entertain. What do you think?
I absolutely 100% agree with you. I also think that it's not unreasonable to get some laws changed where, like, there's a lot of venues down in the States where there's a beer garden and you can only drink in the beer garden and you need a wristband to get into the beer garden. It's very similar to Armstrong Metal Fest. They've got their beer garden and you're allowed to drink in there. You can't have your beer out on the floor where it's all ages with younger people. So there's no reason why it's not possible for venues to do something like that. When I was a teenager, I was setting up shows in art centers and things like that, because my first band, I wasn't old enough to play the bars yet. And so we had to do what we could. And part of that was looking at other options like community centers, recreation halls. And um, I as far as a local level goes, all these bands that are old enough to drink and play in bars and everything, unfortunately, there's not a lot of options out there for them to play all ages shows, and they all want to play all ages shows. At least everybody that I've talked to does. Um, but there's so much red tape involved to actually play at one of those halls. Like, you've got to get a damage deposit out for it, and the damage deposit alone, 9 times out of 10, costs more than you would ever make if you sold the place out.
Hmm.
So it um, government regulations make it very difficult for people to pull off live shows for all ages venues.
Mhm. Yeah, here in Kamloops, there's like Music in the Park, and they sometimes have beer gardens, and there's the same, well, events in Kamloops. There's a beer garden, and it's the same rules, but there's all ages stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, next and last song is Where's Your Savior Now? So what's
Yep.
this one about?
That song was actually originally written in a band before League of Corruption. It was my old band Mecca Messiah that I played with in high school, and me and Chris played in that band together before he went on and started League of Corruption. And then we've come full circle, and now I'm playing in his band, whereas before he was playing in my band. Um, but this song was originally written when he was in Mecca Messiah. Chris wrote it and wrote the lyrics and everything, and yeah, it's basically it's a song about, like, when it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, like, where people pray to whatever they believe in, like something goes bad, and it's like, okay, well, where was your God on that one? Was he asleep at the switch? Like, Jesus grabbed the wheel. I've had too much to drink. Like,
Hmm.
like, so yeah, that's basically what that song's about. It's like, you can't pray for a miracle to happen or for things to get better. You have to take the initiative to make them better yourself.
Hmm. Alright. Okay, so my last question, well, not in this case, but usually my last question is, will you accept a challenge from me? And that's something I've asked all the artists I've interviewed, and it's usually pretty entertaining afterwards.
Okay.
So, you are next. Will you accept a challenge from me?
Sure.
Alright, you asked for it. The challenge is a music video uploaded to YouTube, a metal cover of Beer Never Broke My Heart by Luke Combs, with your hair in a man bun.
Oh, in a man bun? Like, I got no problem with the Luke Combs part. It's the man bun part that's going to be tough.
Mhm. Or just get a hat and you'll look like Cliff Burton. It's your choice.
Okay, I'll put a hat on.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So you want me to wearing a hat, doing a metal version of Luke Combs' "Beer Never Broke My Heart."
Yep.
Okay, how long do I have to complete this task?
69 days, but I can extend it if you don't do it within said time frame.
Okay, I think I can get this banged out in about a week.
All right.
Challenge accepted.
All right, that's good. Before we say goodbye, where can people find your tunes?
You can find us on. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got the Facebook channel. We've also got a Bandcamp thing. Black Doomba Records on their Bandcamp page. You can get our album as well. We're on Spotify, all the streaming services. I'm pretty sure our music's on there.
All right. So, we're running out of time here, so I'd like to thank League of Corruption, Brian, for joining me here on the X. Stay safe and be well.
Right on. Thanks a lot, Ben.
All right, bye, viewers. This has been episode 3 of the Loud as Hell series. All right, bye.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome.